We have been involved in a very intensive project, actually over the last 14 months. This community bench project started 14 months ago from its inception, and today we have this magnificent milestone of actually awarding the bench to Thrugood Marshall High School.
The concept for the project started last spring, and we spent the spring and the summer building the curriculum and testing it. The first step was to ideate what they understood the community to be before they even started.
We started with a computer design thing called Adobe Illustrator. All of us had in mind to do what we think is community to us.
And starting out was tough because the kids didn't know what we were about, didn't know what we were doing. They didn't even understand some of the concepts we were trying to describe to them in terms of community.
We thought we were just going to go straight to wood and make, these pieces, but then they made us do a foam core piece over there.
They produced foam core models, of which are a sketch model of what their idea would look like, which is a transitionary technique to familiarize yourself with whatever cuts and so on you might do, so that when you actually pick up the final material, you're not stumbling around, you know what you want to do, and your design is resolved.
Things I'd like to point out with this, your name again is Raymond. So one of the things that Raymond did here is he cut a thin line to define the cable, and I'm going to bring that around. Okay, you see how he's defining the cable with a little thin cutout line?
It's not like they were presented with something ahead of time that would show them what's the right answer and what's the wrong answer. So I think that's kind of liberating. Nobody is saying anything like that's the way everybody should be doing it or anything like that. So they just keep working on their piece the way they've been doing it.
Numbers floating in space and then relating to this alarm clock. It's kind of a surreal. I don't know if you've studied the people like Dali. Are you familiar with the artist Dali?
Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali?
Surrealist.
Yeah, surrealism.
You know, when you're designing stuff, you're kind of putting a lot of your own personality out there, and to have somebody critique it, it takes a sense of feeling secure and feeling safe in the environment. The people who are critiquing are not there to be malicious. You know, they're there with your best intentions at heart, and I think that the students walked away from that experiencing feeling like they could trust their peers.
This one's really good. Who are you?
I'm Wilson, and this is like a simple honest space, like a simple one, crappy, whatever, I don't care.
So it's a rough prototype.
Yeah, as you can see.
Are you going to make it better the next time?
I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, you care? You've put all this time into it.
You definitely had to prompt them more at the beginning than at the end. At the beginning, they did not want to do it. Like, we'd ask them politely, and they'd just stare at us.
What I found rewarding about the experience was that at the end of the semester, the students were very friendly, they were outgoing, they were listening to what we were saying, and you saw that the closed-off behavior that they had towards even each other as fellow students had all of a sudden disappeared, and they were helping each other, critiquing each other's work, generally taking more initiative to produce the final product.
So let me talk about this one. Yeah, this one's really well done because what he's done here is he's really experimented with different layers of material. So he's taken this backdrop piece,
Oh, that's cool.
see this backboard piece, and he's cut into it. Let me show how he's done that. We can do this, by the way. We can have more than one layer of the plywood, all right? This is innovation.
Towards the end, you'd ask them, they'd get up and do it, and we had some real stars that shined out in the class. Raymond Chen, I think it was, really, he spoke eloquently in both his critiques as well as the award ceremony. He did a fantastic job for only being a sophomore.
We came into the wood. Everyone transferred their foam core pieces to the wood pieces using a 9x9 maple wood ply panel, and everyone had to use a saw.
In terms of educating them on what shop safety was, proper use of the machinery, things of that nature, that was kind of a presentation that I gave, and then it became their responsibility as well as the mentors. But yeah, then it kind of becomes everybody's responsibility. You just kind of keep that eye out and make sure that if you do notice somebody doing something wrong, you stop them and make sure they do it correctly, whether it's a student that's doing it or a mentor that's taking it.
Okay, then I went in with the drill, and I cut the little holes with the drill, okay? Then I cut it out with a handsaw or the jigsaw, okay? So I got that going on there.
And then as we got nearer to the final process, they were getting it more. And, you know, we were helping them along the way. Most of these kids haven't used a bandsaw. And especially the boys, they were like, oh, I've never used it. And I was like, well, I'm a girl. I learned to use it. So if I have to do it, you have to do it.
One girl in the class, Tran, she's, you know, probably like the prettiest girl in class, really popular in school. Things like that, and she's very smart, very intuitive to design, but she had never used any kind of power tools before. Professor Linder showed her the bandsaw, and she just jumps right on that thing on her own, using it without, you know, no supervision or anything. And I think that was kind of like a role model for the other students too, that if this pretty popular girl can like jump on something like a bandsaw and start using it, then they all can do it.
Saw your social groups within the classroom, the popular kids, the jocks, broken up into different ethnic groups, and how they communicated within those groups. But towards the end of the project, you saw them, you know, changing locations on occasion, working amongst each other, talking while they were at the drill press or the bandsaw or so forth. They really got to know each other and understand where that person came from. And the mentors also discovered things about these kids that you can't see from the exterior until you get a little deeper and get to know them.
It's been a really important part of this community bench project, that this is something that is gifted to the high school where you all got your high school experience from, and it's a lasting legacy of your experience here at this high school that I believe is going to last for many, many decades, hopefully more than even a single generation. It surely was designed and manufactured to last a very long time.